can grow with the hard work strategy, the HR career path, the mentorship, and the academic strategy. Absolutely, you can grow. The difference is you are simply taking the long, hard path.
Yendi ako na ile nini. Unakumbuka kale ka photostat ile ya Primo?
Yes.
Ashaeka kwa hao.
Okay. All right. So let's start with you, Sylvia, then we're going to come to Kim.
It's very eye-opening, and and I'm learning some of the things that are hardwired in us. I don't know if it's our education system or our culture, the idea of hard work and degree. I mean, that it's like you were talking to me directly, like get the degrees, work hard, you'll get ahead. But yeah, that formula doesn't always work. But now the idea of sponsorship within an organization now is something that I'm reflecting on, and is something that I have experienced in my job context. So we have, they're not called sponsors in our context. They're called advisors, like academic advisors or career advisors, who are the ones who help you to apply for grant money and guide you through the process of becoming independent leaders within our context. So I now that the way you defined it, now I know that I am familiar with the idea of sponsorship and the power that sponsorship can have in advancing your career. So it's not something that is completely foreign within the Kenyan context, and depending on what
your field.
Yeah, what your field is. I don't know if Kim has a different experience, but for me, I'm in science, and we have advisors, and sometimes you have a really good, powerful advisor. Sometimes you don't, but if you happen to work with somebody who's a very good advisor and who can guide you through the scientific fields, you tend to succeed more.
If I may kindly offer you, and I say this with a lot of love, by the way, I have clients who are deans, in academia. I have clients who, University of Nairobi, JKUAT, I have clients who are in those levels. If I may kindly offer that what you're speaking about is beautiful. What it is mentorship.
Okay.
Right?
All
So
right.
advising is great, but it's mentorship.
So career synagogue. I meant career church. Yeah.
Akia Mungu huyu.
Kim, umenyamaza sana. You've been reflecting a lot. Tell us what's been running through your mind as this conversation has been unfolding.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I've been thinking about my own situation.
Talk to us about that.
But yeah, I mean, Ali, you raised a point around the character of the being, and this might be something, and I don't want to generalize saying that it's a Kenyan thing or it's a
Ni sawa tu, fungua roho.
Yeah, but there's a lot of what you're saying. We've been brought up that weenda kazi, work as hard as possible, and
things will come.
Things will fall.
Things will just fall in place.
Fall in place. Be the nice hard guy at work. Help people when they come to you for advice. Be the one to be the extra.
Go that extra step.
Get coffee for the boss.
Leave work at 7, whatever that is. And now, based on what I'm hearing, is this growth is a very intricate science, which is so precise that even how you pose, where you
acting skills.
Yes. Yeah, it's basically like acting. Yeah.
Yes.
And even more now, there's the use of the word political, where now you even have to be like a politician, basically things that people it doesn't occur naturally to people, like their character, their being, how they are brought up may vary drastically than what this mix of actions and whether be it political or be it a set of steps or like you said, getting a sponsor would not naturally occur to people. So then how do you break that, get out of that discomfort, or overcome this discomfort of how you've been brought up or how you've thought all through, and now get into that mindset that it has to be done in this way for me to prosper, and is that the only way, right? Can I grow without having to
have a sponsor and a mentor?
Yeah.
Yes, you can, right? You can grow with the hard work strategy, the HR career path, the mentorship, and the academic strategy. Absolutely, you can grow. The difference is you are simply taking the long, hard path that is paved with resistance.
Okay.
It's the difficult path. Can you get there? Yes, you'll get there. You'll just get there slowly and with a lot more resistance than if you took the magnetic path.
Okay, the magnetic path. That is very interesting. I
Who,
wonder
who is this path of magnetic? See,
We-
I
we-
know the
we-
long road, that road,
We're
still less
going
travel.
early.
Hii path ndio gani bana?
Mika.
No, I think when Nani was speaking, Kim, when you were saying about the politics, and when you're saying when you're somebody who's not like been political or you don't know how do you change this? It's quite simple. If you've worked in corporate, you know there's always politics. Every department, all departments are funded by the same company. Every member of each department or the department to have more money than the other departments. So how do you play those? So those are things that's when she was telling you have to be political about it. You have to be political in a way whereby how do you run yours? Because now if you're getting into a higher position, how do you cross-function with other department heads? How do you work with them in a way whereby you show them your value of what you're doing? And so when you're asking maybe for, I need to hire more people, I need to bring in more people, your budget is easily approved because they see the value that you bring to these other people without really stepping on toes. Ni kama vile ukimeka mabesti alafu mwende base, mwende kukaa mkipiga story, right? Kuna time mnaweza argue juu ya ball, unajua Aliu kasirika, Omosh ni mtu anaweza rusha ngumi, OneMic ni mtu anaweza matusi. So how unaona vile mnakuwa na how you know how to politicize the banter to a point whereby the banter is there but then it doesn't erupt into a war.
Okay.
That is the same way how you learn those politics in the office, not the bad politics of kusengenyana ama nini, but the politics of how do you hold yourself. Running a business is politics. USA, an example, USA and China hate each other. They have destroyers next to each other. But guess what? USA is the highest consumer of Chinese products. China is the highest consumer of USA tech products. How do they balance that politics of doing business together while hating each other?
Yeah.
So those are the things that it's just learning how to juggle people and make without really burning bridges, making things for that's the thing she's basically talking to. Vile wewe ujua tu kuzusha ama tu sitaki kutumia example hata sitaki tumia hapana, but just how you juggle difficult situations in your day-to-day life is how you learn to do it. That's the politics she's talking about. Politics boss nani aliniambia jana
nimeshika kabisa, yani nakubaliana na wewe, and I know is there a restriction on
No, there's no restriction.
There's no restriction.
Naelewa. So I mean, and I agree, and I whatever Njeri is saying, I fully relate with. I see it every day, and I can see how I see it work. I mean, it's successful for people, and in fact, even in Africa. So for those of us who work for multinationals, where you have different bases of the same organization. So, for example, in Nigeria, Kenya, NSA are the hubs, and then Arab-speaking Africa, North Africa, Morocco, Egypt is the hub. So, when you're fighting for an SSA or Sub-Saharan Africa position, you're fighting for it with people coming from those hubs, right?
Wow.
Nigerians, guys in SA.
Mm-hmm.
And what you tend to find is that, and I don't know if it's the same across, but you tend to find, for example, like our brothers on the West.
You mean Nigerians, in short?
My brother, what's
the
example now?
gift of the gab.
and I don't know if they've done Jerry's course to a PhD level. Or, you tend to see
that aggression.
And it's something maybe to do with the population. There, there are 200 million plus people. For every
those
role,
guys
there are
can
20
schmooze.
guys.
They can
No,
schmooze.
on a confidence. Wojiamini. Those people can sell themselves to a way whereby you cannot, like they sell themselves, you cannot ignore them. And as Njeri mentioned earlier on, when you're looking for a mentor, you're looking for somebody. And when she said that you cannot talk yourself out of a job and you cannot negotiate yourself out of a job, most of the time when a job is interviewing you, they need you more than you need them. That is why they're interviewing you.
Okay.
So when you have that confidence and you're selling yourself and you have that belief in yourself, because I will tell you over the years as I hire people, I look at somebody who I know is number one, coachable. Number two, I don't have to follow all the time to be asking them, hey, did you do this? Like, we're not chasing each other. We're not kids. We are adults here. Either you've applied for this work because you can work. That's the only reason you applied for it. If you didn't apply to come and chill, you could have stayed at home. So the things which, how you carry yourself, how you push yourself works. And for them, unfortunately, it works for them everywhere. Hata mpaka kwa madem. Akikatia dem mbele yako utapata dem.
Where I think Mika has been taking that course alongside with the Nigerians in Jerry's class.